Hi friends, are you ready to read Little House in the Big Woods? This is reading number 7, and when we left Laura and her family, they had just celebrated Christmas and Laura had gotten a real doll. I'm excited about that. All right, got my coffee ready. Gonna open up our book here, see where we're at. She was so beautiful that Laura could not say a word. She just held her tight and forgot everything else. She did not know that everyone was looking at her till Aunt Eliza said, "Did you ever see such a big eyes?" The other girls were not jealous because Laura had mittens and candy and the doll, because Laura was the littlest girl except baby Carrie and Aunt Eliza's little baby, Dolly Verdon. The babies were too small for dolls. They were too small, they did not even know about Santa Claus. They just put their fingers in their mouths and wiggled because of all the excitement. Laura sat down on the edge of the bed and held her doll. She loved her red mittens and she loved the candy, but she loved her doll best of all. She named her Charlotte. Then they all looked at each other's mittens and tried theirs on, and Peter bit a large piece out of his stick of candy. But Alice and Ella and Mary and Laura licked theirs and to make it last longer. "Well, well," Uncle Peter said, "isn't there even one stocking with nothing but a stitch in it? My, have you all been such good children?" But they didn't believe that Santa Claus could really have given any of them nothing but a switch. That happened to some children, but it couldn't happen to them. It was so hard to be good all the time, every day for a whole year. "You mustn't tease the children, Peter," Auntie Eliza said. Ma said, "Laura, aren't you going to let the other girls hold your doll?" She meant, little girls must not be so selfish. So Laura let Mary take the beautiful doll, and then Alice held her for a minute, and then Ella. They smoothed the pretty doll and admired the red flannel stockings and the garters and the curly woolen hair. But Laura was glad when at last Charlotte was safe back in her arms again. Pa and Uncle Peter had each a pair of new warm mittens knit in little squares of red and white. Ma and Aunt Eliza had made them. Auntie Eliza had brought Ma a large red apple stuffed full of cloves. How good it smelled, and it would not spoil, for so many cloves would keep it sound and sweet. Ma gave Auntie Eliza a little needle book she had made, with bits of silk for the cover and soft white flannel leaves into which to stick her needles. The flannel would keep the needles from rusting. They all admired Ma's beautiful bracket, and Auntie Eliza and Uncle Peter had made one for her, of course, with different carvings. Santa Claus had not given them anything at all. Santa Claus did not give grown-up people presents, but that was not because they had not been good. Pa and Ma were good. It was because they were grown-ups, and grown-up people must give each other presents. Then all the presents must be laid away for a little while. Peter went out with Pa and Uncle Peter to do the chores, and Alice and Ella helped Auntie Eliza make the beds, and Laura and Mary set the table while Ma got breakfast. For breakfast, there were pancakes, and Ma made the pancake man for each one of the children. Ma called each one in turn to bring her plate, and each could stand by the stove and watch, while with the spoonful of batter, Ma put her arms and the legs on the head and the head. It was exciting to watch her turn the whole little man over quickly and carefully on that hot griddle. Then, when it was done, she put it smoking hot on the plate. Peter ate the head off of his man right away, but Alice and Eliza and Mary and Laura ate theirs slowly in little bits. First the arms, and then the legs, and then the middle, saving the head for the last. Today the weather was so cold that they could not play outdoors, but there were the new mittens to admire and the candies to lick, and they all sat on the floor together and looked at the pictures in the Bible and the pictures of all kinds of animals and birds in Pa's big green book. Laura kept Charlotte in her arms the whole time. Then there was the Christmas dinner. Alice and Ella and Peter and Mary and Laura did not say a word at the table, for they knew that children should be seen and not heard. But they did not need to ask for second helpings. Ma and Aunt Eliza kept their plates full and let them eat all the good things that they could hold. "Christmas comes but once a year," said Aunt Eliza. Dinner was early because Auntie Eliza and Uncle Peter and the cousins had such a long way to go. "Best the horses can do," Uncle Peter said. "We'll hardly make it home before dark." So as soon as they had eaten dinner, Uncle Peter and Pa went to put the horses to the sled while Ma and Auntie Eliza wrapped up the cousins. They pulled heavy woolen stockings over and woolen stockings on their shoes they were already wearing. They put on their mittens and their coats and their warm hoods and their shawls and wrapped mufflers around their necks and the thick woolen veils over their faces. Picture. So there's the cousins. And they're all getting their winter clothes on. Ma slipped piping hot baked potatoes in with their pockets to keep their fingers warm, and Auntie Eliza flat irons were hot on the stove, ready to put at their feet in the sled. The blankets and the quilts and the buffalo robes were warmed too. So they all got into the big bobsled, cozy and warm, and Pa tucked the last robes well in around them. "Goodbye, goodbye," they called, and off they went, the horses trotting gaily and the sleigh bells ringing. In just a little while, the merry sound of the bells was gone, and Christmas was over. But what a happy Christmas it had been. I'm going to stop right there for now, boys and girls. We're going to start on chapter 5 next time, and this one is, the chapter is called Sunday, and I'm going to let you go ahead and see the picture. All right, have a great day. Love you guys.